Hi, welcome to the Master in Ecology. I'm going to present it to you briefly how the course goes. My name is Ruben Heleno, I'm the coordinator of the Master. First, let me just say some words in Portuguese. Se o inglês não é a vossa primeira língua, não se assustem, não se vão embora, não desliguem. Eu vou apresentar o mestrado em inglês porque as aulas vão ser todas em inglês, vocês vão ter muitos alunos internacionais e colegas e vão gostar, tá bem? Portanto, não se assustem, ao início é um bocadinho estranho, mas vão aprender ecologia na língua franca da ciência, o que quer dizer que vão ficar treinados na parte científica e na parte do inglês e no fim vão estar mais aptos a fazer uma carreira, quer em Portugal, quer, por exemplo, a seguir um doutoramento em qualquer lado, em qualquer país no mundo. Portanto, vão ver que vai ser bom para vocês. So, going back to English, this are the links where you can get information about the Masters in Ecology. That's probably where you got access to this video. So all the information should be here. If you don't find anything that you want to know, just email me. I'll be very happy to try to help you. That's my email. If you want, you can also email Romão Gomes. He's the student representative elected by the students. If you want to talk even with more students, I can put you in touch with more students from the second year or the first year, or for international students, for example. Let me know if you have any doubts. If you have not studied in Coimbra before, it's about time to solve that problem. You have to study in Coimbra. It's a really nice city to live and to study, with an old and beautiful university and very good university as well. It's a university city, so it has a lot of students everywhere, student activities everywhere, cultural activities, sports. There's always something happening to and for the students. This is the Department of Life Sciences, the department where the master takes place. This is the building where most classes will be happening. Even if you have studied here, for example, the biology degree, you might think that you know the entire main department. Well, you are wrong, because there's 67 professors in this department. Probably after the degree, you probably know half of them. And there's 55 researchers, and you probably know 5 or 10 of them, if that much. There's also 9 research units doing science in the department. And the two that are more connected with the Master in Ecology are the Center for Functional Ecology and the Marine and Environmental Sciences Center. So together, all of these people publish around, or actually more than 250 papers per year, which is a lot, and means that apart from classes, we're doing research and producing science. And if you look at the areas where this research is produced, you'll see archaeology, forestry, medicine, macrobiology, so all of the different areas that we have in the department. But if we paint in green all those that are directly related to ecology, you will see that more or less half of the scientific production of the department is related to ecology. So this means that we have very good groups producing a high-level ecology. So, and we are lucky because this is a relatively cheap science. So we can, with not many resources, we can do very good science and produce very good papers like in any other university in the world. So this is very good for our masters. But you probably want to know about the structure of the course. So these are the courses that you will take. So each course in the master takes 2 weeks. All the course is done in 2 weeks, usually from 9 to 5, more or less, with some adjustments. It starts with the field course in ecological techniques. This is typically the first week of October, and all the students go to a natural park outside in Coimbra for a week. And you will stay there, living there, and every day there's a different professor that comes and tells you a different technique. This is very good to be integrated, to make friends, to get to know people, and of course to start really hands-on in the field. Then the courses continue. In the first semester you have biostatistics, you have global change, ecology, and societal challenges, which is an important course to make sure that everybody is at the foundations to study ecology, even if you've come from different subject areas as your main degree. Then you have evolutionary biogeography and spatial modeling. And already moving on to the second semester, conservation and management of biodiversity, scientific research and writing, ecotoxicology, and ecological risk. These are the traditional courses that take 2 weeks. And then you have 2 more optional courses that you can take, 1 in each semester, and you can choose from a huge list that changes every year, but is always a huge list of courses that you can choose. As long as they have 6 ECTSs and they are not overlapping with a compulsory course, you can make them. This is very good because it means that if you like any specific topic that is taught on any other master course in the University of Coimbra or in the department, you can do those courses inside the curricular structure of the Master in Ecology. This is very flexible. Okay. I haven't talked to you about the seminar in ecology there, but it's also very important because this means that in the first year or in the beginning of the second semester, you start already thinking and planning what you will be doing on your second year. So this will give you a lot of time to plan it right, to have a nice question, and to have to find the best place, the best topic to do your dissertation or your internship. Typically, the Master in Ecology trains the main path that the path that most students follow is the scientific path. So we train you so that you can go and pursue an academic career, do science in ecology. But since the last 3 years, we also give the opportunity for students to instead of a dissertation, which is a dissertation is answering a question that nobody knows the answer, and you'll try to answer it. Well, you might get to the end or not, but you will try to advance knowledge. And now the alternative is to do an internship in applied ecology. So this means that you will, instead of producing new knowledge, you will try to implement knowledge that exists in a very technical applied field. So it could be a company, city council, NGO, a museum. So it can be many things, but you will be hands-on, being trained on some specific applied aspect of ecology and getting to know people, and people will get to know you. So it might be that in the end, if they like your work, you can be working on that company, or if not, you go to another company. On both options, the dissertation or the internship, you still have to defend your work. So what you did in the second year, you will defend it with a jury, and you will get a grade. But in the end, both alternatives will give you exactly the same master. Okay. So in the end of the first semester, you also have a project management in ecology, which is halfway through the year, where we get together with all the professors, all the students, and you tell us how it's going, what you're enjoying, what you're not enjoying, what's your struggles, and we'll tell you if we think you are on the right track to finish by the summer of the second year. To find a place to do a dissertation or an internship, we're here to help you, don't worry. So there's many possibilities. So as long as you have a supervisor in the University of Coimbra, you can have any supervisor from anywhere in the world. So this gives us a lot of flexibility to find you a supervisor that has the expertise on the topic that you like. Or if you're in doubt of what topic you like, we will present you different topics and you can choose. These are just different faces of professors, researchers, people from inside and outside of the university that have supervised students in the past. One thing we do is to welcome you. This will be in the 25th of September, is the students' reception. Some of the supervisors and professors and researchers will be there. Also, older students will be there. We'll have lunch together, and this will be a good kickoff for the master. Other activity we do is that we like to give a good life to our boots. So we want you to get your boots dirty, and this is a mailing list through where we share opportunities to go to the field, but that are not part of the classes. So this means that you can go to the field to measure fish, even if your dissertation is with pollinators. and this will give you access to many groups, many people, which can be important for the afterwards, and it's very important for your training anyway. So this is just voluntary opportunities to go to the field, and they are also useful for you to get to know potential supervisors that you have to decide by the end of the first year. Also, to help you in that decision, every year we update this research topic list of topics that are available with ideas of things we think are interesting and could be a good basis for your dissertation. But you're very welcome to bring your own ideas and then to go and talk with the 2 or 3 researchers that do things related to what you like, and then together you can brainstorm a new idea for your second year, either a dissertation or an internship. We'll also do another thing, which is a research topic showcase, where all the students will be sitting on a room and the different professors will come and tell you what they do, so you can put the face on all of these topics, and then you go and contact the ones that are more that you are more interested in. And basically the toughest decision is to know what you want to do, but we will help you because there's really a lot of possibilities. I'm just going to very quickly skim through the things that are done here in the department. So there's mammal ecology, invasive species and biocontrol, mycorrhizal fungi, island biogeography, a strong group in estuarine and marine ecology, lizard ecology, climate change, fisheries, penguins, polar ecology, seabird conservation, pollination, plant physiology, plant stress, dendroecology, dendrology, river ecology, stream disturbance, global warming, microbiology, macroecology, nematology, soil and water contamination, ecotoxicology, behavior, ecological networks. So a lot of things. This list is not even complete. And remember that if there's anything that you want to do that it's not on this list, we can also try to find you another supervisor that has that expertise. So that basically all the fields of ecology are covered. And we'll try to get not only your boots, but your hands dirty as well, with lots of opportunities to go to the field. These are in the context of classes, but also, for example, in 22, we've been to this biological station near Coimbra. In 2023-25, we've been twice to the Berlengas Island, which is islands here near the mainland Portugal. Also very common, just last week they've been into another field course into Serra da Estrela. Every year they go to an Alentejo, so there's a lot of opportunities to do field work. You can, if you're curious, you can see about some of these trips in our Instagram, so follow m.ecologia.uc, and you can see some of the things that are going on. Also, another thing that very frequently you want to know about is grades. So the grades in the master are generally very good. These are the grades, the final grades of one of the years. I cannot remember 22 or 23, but around many students have 17, 18, also 19 is frequent. Very now and then we have a 20, like every now and then we have a 13, 14, but roughly it's around 17, 18. And another thing that you also want to know is about employability. And you might have this idea that all ecologists are unemployed. Well, that's not true. It's true that there's not only a single path. So when you finish the masters, you will not all go and do the same into a company. But these are the percentage of people that are unemployed from the students that have finished the masters in ecology. And you will see that after. So the ones that finished in the last 3 years, only 5% are unemployed. This means that most of the others are either doing a PhD or working in a company, working in a city council. Maybe some have temporary jobs, postdocs working in projects, and this percentage goes down as you go back. So long-term unemployment is less than 2%. Okay, so what we have is a really huge variety of paths, and we put together these videos. Most of them have less than 1 minute, and for you just to have an idea of what the people that finish the Master in Ecology here in Coimbra are doing now. And I really recommend you to go and watch these videos. They're very short, and you'll see there's a director of a national park, there's people doing environmental impact assessments, people working in ecotourism, of course people in science, people doing science communication, researchers, fisheries department, professors, scientific journalism, so lots of different things that you can do with a Master in Ecology. These are all people that did our Master in Ecology. And of course there's many more things you can do. About applications, so there's 3 calls a year, one in March, one in June, July, one in September, but independently of which call you are selected, all the students start classes in early October or late September. It varies a bit from year to year. Okay, usually we have around 20 students per year. Some years there's more than that, some years there's less, but that's usually it's a very good group. In terms of paperwork, is relatively easy. You need a document, a motivation letter, a bachelor degree of certification with the final grades in the course, and your CV. The tuition fees are 1,500 for national and EU students and 7,000 per year for international students. So overall, it's a relatively cheap master, and if you for the European standards, for sure. Now, I will want to finish with the wave of Nazaré, which I think you probably heard about. And the reason why I want to finish with this is that this wave has always been there, but Nazaré has been a relatively poor small town with fisheries, and nobody ever cared or nobody ever thought that these waves were important. And until now they discover, wow, this is really something unique. And I remember that once I was in the middle of nowhere and somebody told me, hey, how are you doing? You're from Portugal. And then the next sentence that usually comes after that is, oh, Ronaldo, Portugal, Ronaldo. And somebody told me, hey, Portugal, the Nazaré, the waves of Nazaré. And I thought, wow, that's something that we don't give any value, and it's something very, very unique, and we have good waves. And I'll think that with the Master in Ecology, it's a bit like that. Sometimes we don't value our master enough, but it's a very, very good master. I think it's one of the best. You can shoulder our master with any other masters in the world, and we're very proud of the training that you get when you finish our masters. So if we'd be very happy to have you. Email me if you have any doubts. If not, see you in October. Bye.